Good evening, Starspawn. It is I, your overlord, Almighty Cthulhu. Just here with another video on the Hávámal. This is the Benjamin Thorpe translation, and it was edited by Carrie, Overton. This is the second edition, and it was said to have been written by All-Father Odin himself. This is less than $10 on Amazon if you would like to pick it up there. And, hearty hail to all you heathen folk out there, or maybe some newcomers who are just, trying to figure out what this book is. So we're going to continue on with Stanza 6 today. Oh, look, here's a picture of Odin. I like to show it every once in a while if I can. And it's out of focus. Oh well, I tried. But it goes, of his understanding, no one should be proud, but rather in conduct cautious. When the prudent and taciturn come to a dwelling, harm seldom befalls the cautious. For a firmer friend, no man ever gets than a great discernment. It's a little bit, it's pretty straightforward, but there are some things that we don't really use in modern English too much anymore, so let's break it down real quick, like we do. Of his understanding, no one should be proud, but rather in conduct cautious. Pretty straightforward. Don't ever assume that you know everything going into any sort of situation, and act cautiously. It'll usually serve you better to cross your T's and dot your I's, mind your P's and Q's, just to be safe, and maybe not being so reckless with some of the things that you say. When the prudent and taciturn come to a dwelling, harm seldom befalls the cautious. For a firmer friend, no man ever gets than great discernment. This is kind of reinforcing some of the earlier things that we've heard with this book, particularly in Stanza 1. When the prudent and taciturn. Now, prudent is like someone thinking of the future, someone who realizes that their actions have consequences, and taciturn is someone who is reserved. It's a silence, like a wise. Both of them are implied to mean wise of some sort. Prudent more so meaning future thinking, and taciturn reserved. So that's what those two mean. If you don't hear them very often and don't quite know the definitions of it, that's a little bit of a breakdown there. But when the prudent and the taciturn, forward thinking and the reserved come to a dwelling, harm seldom befalls the cautious. You don't know where you're at. It could be, you could know where you're at. Your friend could have took it. And this last piece, for a firmer friend, no man ever gets than great discernment. Say one of your friends, I know I've done this to some of my friends sometimes, go to a bar, or they're telling you of a bar that they really want to go to. And they're like, oh man, this place is awesome, I know everybody there, it's so cool, it's safe, everybody's really chill, I get along with everyone great, everyone gets along with everyone great. Then you get there, and you kind of realize that it's not what your friends initially stated. He seems fine with this, but you can kind of tell a little bit, like, they're laughing with your friends, maybe you guys are sitting and talking, and he's talking to some of his bar buddies, and, they're laughing, but you can discern that, they're not so much laughing with him as at him. So, in some aspects, it's a good way to keep from being mocked, to be able to discern what people are feeling and talking about around you. Maybe your friend thinks he has better in there than he really does. And if you can discern this, or he can't, you're probably a little bit better off. Read a room is another way to put it. If you can, not even read a room, just read a room and then be a little bit more cautious about it. Like, if someone's swearing up and down and it seems okay and people are laughing around it, then you're someplace where that's not, you're not sure, just don't swear, and say that speak more politely. Be cautious, because even though he is, maybe it's not something that's formally accepted by everyone there. Maybe he's someone who has been there for years and years and years and years, and everybody knows him, and they've tried to change it, but they can't get it done. So he just goes on with it, and everybody tries not to do it themselves, and they kind of disdain it, but they're laughing out of the corners of their mouths, or maybe very openly. Maybe he's got that sort of relationship with them. If you don't know, be cautious. Be cautious. That's what it's saying. It says it a lot in this book. Just be cautious with how you're acting about yourself. Try to discern what's going on, because that's going to be what... Your friend may tell you one thing. If you have some great discernment, it's probably your better friend in the circumstance. So, I will put this stanza down in the description as usual. So, if you guys want to read it for yourselves, tell me how I'm wrong. That's great. I would love to hear another opinion on this stanza. If not, there's that for you. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'm just going to sit here and wait for the stars to turn.